Today I'd like to introduce you to a practice that has origins in ancient history. A practice that until the 1930s was legal in the United States. A practice that has become highly stigmatized and deemed illegal by the federal government. A practice that, if used correctly, could provide relief for many people. I'm talking about using marijuana. Now, not the kind that you buy on the corner from the local drug dealer, or the kind that comes to mind when you see this image of Cheech and Chong. I'm talking about medical marijuana, or cannabis. The kind that 5-year-old Charlotte Figi uses to help control her Dravet syndrome, which can give her up to 300 seizures a week. And many of the prescription drugs that she has tried have nearly killed her. I'm also talking about the kind that 14-year-old Sam Vogelstein uses to control his absence epilepsy, which can give him up to 20 seizures an hour. None of the 12 prescription drugs that he's tried have given him any relief. Today I will provide you with a brief medicinal history of marijuana and then talk about what makes it therapeutically viable. Based on my research for this speech, I will show that using marijuana in the proper dosing and potency and under a doctor's supervision, it can provide much relief for many people. Marijuana has a history of being used for medicinal purposes. Ancient writings describe it, or its earliest used, back to 1 AD in China. A study done by the U.S. government's National Academy of Science states, in China, a compilation of drug recipes in 1 AD is considered the world's oldest pharmacopoeia, in which marijuana was recommended for more than 100 ailments. The same study indicates that in India, marijuana has been associated with healing for thousands of years. Practitioners of traditional Ayurvedic medicine still prescribe it for a variety of ailments. And according to an article in jns.org, a national news agency, medical marijuana was first approved for use in Israel in 1992. Since 2007, when the ministry created a more formal medicinal marijuana program, the use of the substance has grown to more than 20,000 patients. And until 1930, cannabis was legal in the United States and openly sold over the counter in many remedies. Now that I've shared a little bit about the history of medical marijuana, let's take a look at its medicinal properties. The active chemicals in marijuana are called cannabinoids. There are 60 chemically active chemicals, but only 2 are used for their therapeutic value. The first is tetrahydrocannabinol, commonly known as THC. This is the compound that gives marijuana its psychoactive effect or makes you high. The other is cannabidiol, or commonly known as CBD, which has no psychoactive effect. Now, not all marijuana plants are created equal. They have varying combinations of THC and CBD, and there are many variables that affect this. The potency of THC and CBD can be affected by the parts of the plant used in the product, the flower having the most chemicals, the growing conditions, such as the region, the season, quality of light, the amount of light, temperature, soil composition, humidity, the strain that the grower breeds. Many different strains can be produced with different chemical compositions. The method of ingestion, which smoking being the fastest way to the bloodstream, but the hardest to dose. The other being an extract or a tincture, which can be easy to dose, but slower to get to the bloodstream. And also the method of storage after the marijuana is harvested. As you can see by these variables, it's important to know where your marijuana product comes from. Medical marijuana and other cannabis products should be purchased at a reputable dispensary and dosed under a doctor's supervision. Reputable dispensaries can provide appropriate and consistent percentages of THC and CBD in their product. This is important because higher percentages of THC are used to treat different issues than higher percentages of CBD. THC has been known to help issues such as pain, insomnia, depression, nausea, and appetite loss, whereas CBD has been used to help with inflammation, nausea, diabetes, alcoholism, PTSD, rheumatoid arthritis, and cardiovascular issues. A consistent and individual treatment plan should be followed because taken in the wrong dose, marijuana can have little to no effect or can have some harmful effects. Too low of a dose can cause withdrawal symptoms or be a waste of money. Too high of a dose can cause psychomotor impairment, anxiety, a buildup of a tolerance, and suppress the immune system. So, in conclusion, marijuana has a history of being used for medicinal purposes dating back to 1 AD. The active chemicals in marijuana are called cannabinoids. The two most commonly used cannabinoids are THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, and CBD, cannabidiol. The THC is the compound that has the psychoactive effect, whereas the CBD has no psychoactive effect at all. So remember 5-year-old Charlotte Figi who had Dravet syndrome and was having up to 300 seizures a week? Well, with the use of CBD tincture, she is now down to 1 seizure a week. And remember 14-year-old Sam Vogelstein who was having 20 seizures an hour because of his absence epilepsy? Well, he is down to less than 5 seizures a day. So both Charlotte and Sam's cannabis is purchased from a reputable dispensary and dosed under a doctor's supervision, as all medical marijuana should be. This ensures the same CBD to THC content each and every time to maintain a consistent treatment plan. Without medical marijuana as an option to prescription drugs, the quality of life for both Sam, Charlotte, and many other people would be significantly worse.